Revelation is one clean, straightforward timeline, said no sane person ever. If you've ever tried to read the book of Revelation like a linear checklist or a calendar countdown, you're already lost. Revelation isn't a timeline, it's a divine thriller. A prophetic mosaic, layered, symbolic, and terrifyingly beautiful. It starts, rewinds, overlaps, and reveals again and again. It's not a movie script. It's an open vision from the throne of God, and the moment you try to turn it into a timeline, you miss what it's warning you about. And one of the most misused verses in this whole book, Revelation 3:10. Because you have kept my command to persevere, I also will keep you from the hour of trial, which shall come upon the whole world. And boom, someone screams, "That's it! That's the rapture before anything happens!" But that's not what it says. That's not even close to what it means. That verse is a promise of protection, not a timestamp for evacuation. It doesn't say when, it doesn't say how. It says Jesus will preserve his people. But here's the kicker. John hasn't even started prophesying the end times events yet in chapter 3. That starts much later. The actual chronological unfolding of the tribulation doesn't even begin until Revelation chapter 6, when the first seal is opened. Let's walk through what the Bible actually says. In chapters 1 to 3, Jesus addresses the 7 churches. It's diagnostic spiritual letters. Nothing is unfolding prophetically yet. Then, in chapter 4, John is taken up. Immediately I was in the Spirit, and behold, a throne set in heaven. In chapter 5, the scroll with 7 seals is introduced, and no one in heaven or on earth is worthy to open it except the Lamb, Jesus Christ. And it isn't until Revelation 6:1 that John says, "Now I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals." That's the moment it begins. That's when the tribulation starts, not before. Not during the letters to the churches. Not when John is caught up in chapter 4. It starts when Jesus opens that first seal, and not a moment sooner. And now we get to Revelation 7. Right before the 7th seal is opened in chapter 8, John sees something wild, a vision of a great multitude in heaven. A crowd so massive no one could number it, from every nation, tribe, people, and tongue, standing before the throne and before the Lamb. They're clothed in white robes, waving palm branches and worshiping. You know what that means. They're already there, already in heaven, already delivered. This is before the trumpet judgments, before the bowls, before the true wrath of God is unleashed. And just in case anyone tries to twist that, John asks an elder who they are. And the elder says, Revelation 7:14, "These are the ones who come out of the great tribulation." The Greek word used here, erchomenoi, doesn't mean suddenly appeared. It means they're coming out, an ongoing, active deliverance, like a river of rescued saints flowing into the throne room during the chaos. And they are all there before the 7th seal is even opened in the next chapter. That's huge, but don't take my word for it. The angels themselves say it. Revelation 7:3, "Do not harm the earth, the sea, or the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God on their foreheads." God is literally saying, hold the destruction, not yet. Then in Revelation 8:1-2, when he opened the 7th seal, 7 angels were given 7 trumpets. This is when the wrath begins. That's when the judgments really hit. The seals were warnings: global deception, war, famine, death, persecution. But the trumpets? That's cosmic judgment. Mountains burning, water turning to blood, stars falling, demons unleashed. That is God's wrath. And it does not begin until the 7th seal is opened. Now some ask, how long is the wrath? Could it last a few months? A year? Maybe more? Let's look back to Noah's day. Genesis 7:11 says the flood started in the 2nd month, on the 17th day. Genesis 8:14 says the earth was dry by the 27th day of the 2nd month the next year. That's 1 year and 10 days of judgment. Maybe God's wrath at the end of the age will mirror that. Maybe not. The Bible doesn't say. Because guess what? We're never told when the seals end. We're never told when the trumpets end, or the bowls. God gives us the start of things, not the finish. That's by design. And if you think Daniel's going to help you pin it down, think again. Daniel 12 gives us multiple timelines from the same event. The abomination of desolation, 1,260 days, 1,290 days, 1,335 days, 42 months, 3.5 years. That's a 75-day spread. Why the gap? Nobody knows, but you know what that means. There's a built-in 2.5-month discrepancy between those countdowns. And yet some people still say, all we have to do is count from the abomination and boom, that's the day Jesus comes back. Oh yeah? Go ahead. Try it. Start your stopwatch and see where it gets you. Jesus never said, count. He said, Mark 13:37, what I say to you, I say to all. Watch, not calculate. Watch, stay alert, be sober, because when it happens, it will not align with your charts. The king comes like a thief to those who are asleep, but not to those who are watching. And here's something most people miss. Jesus says the word watch at least 15 times in the New Testament. 15 times. That's not a suggestion. That's not poetic language. That is a warning, a command, a call to stay spiritually awake in a world that's falling asleep. Watch because deception is coming. Watch because false prophets will rise. Watch because you won't know the hour. Watch because the master may return at midnight. Watch because your oil better be full when the bridegroom arrives. Even if you could track every single day, you still wouldn't know exactly when it ends, because Jesus cuts it short. Matthew 24:22 says, unless those days were shortened, no flesh would be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days will be shortened. So even your best math? Yeah, it's getting trimmed. So what do we actually know? We know we're given a rough window, a prophetic season, a watch zone. We know the tribulation kicks off when the first seal is opened. We know the wrath of God is unleashed only after the seventh seal is broken. And we know Jesus returns after the chaos, but not on any exact date you can circle on your calendar. Anyone who says they've perfectly solved Revelation is either deluded, deceived, or selling you something. The book wasn't written to be solved. It was written to shake the world, to stir the church, and to call the bride to watch. If this helped you see things clearer, like the video, subscribe for more, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's stay sharp, let's stay awake, because the Lamb is worthy, and the sky is getting ready to rip open.